Whoever controls time controls. Whoever can make you angry can control you. This is the essence. This is the essence, okay? And if somebody uses your children to make you angry by having a negative influence on your children, this is pathologic. This is diagnosable. This is covert narcissism, okay? And if a person covers this behavior up through indifference, an opportunistic person that is indifferent about this, then this is psychopathy, okay? In other words, covert narcissists and psychopaths thrive for control because for them life is not effortlessly and full of dead ends, and it's about a surface display that is always, for the psychopath, the narration comes first, and then they think reality should follow, and they get frustrated when they create a narration. So they could have a covert narcissistic person that they use as a slave. The psychopath provides the covert narcissist with a shared fantasy and supply, because covert narcissists can't extract supply themselves. They are immature, infantile parasites of society, and they need someone and do everything to get this supply. So they are the perfect codependent partner for a psychopath, and a psychopath can craft them this juicy shared fantasy they need. So let me just go back to the covert narcissist. They need the 4S. Or a narcissist in general needs 4S, which is sex, safety, sadistic supply, and supply. And if you can give them 2, you qualify as a as an insignificant other. And psychopath can use this mental weaknesses to exploit and control them even more easy than healthy victims, targets, the predator, the psychopath, right? And as I told you, for them, nothing is in a natural way emerging, and they lack a concept of love. This is where they need the control, and they have to coerce love through they want to control love in my opinion, violent act, which leads to this huge dissonance in the reality and the outcome of their actions and the narrations they pursue. So a psychopath will, like Jada Pinkett Smith is one in my opinion, they will present themselves as people who thrive for peace. They want to create peace. They are on a healing journey, while they are indifferent and unempathetic for anyone around them and pursue selfish goals, and they do not tolerate just a little bit of going astray from their goals. So if the reality does not go exactly the way they imagine it and they pursue in their goal, this means war for them, and therefore they experience themselves as people who want to make peace because they create a war, maybe subconsciously, and then they are constantly thriving to make peace by coercing everybody to make exactly what they do, because that is the only definition for peace for a psychopath. Um, yeah, so they never live in that idealized, peaceful world they imagine because they're basically dead people that don't understand that you can't force life and love. Um, what does that mean for people that that deal with these kind of people? It means no contact, right? That would be always the best. That would always be the best. But yeah, I think it's essential to understand these insights that I got. One from an FBI agent that says if you control time, you control. So psychopath use this, of course, as well. And also what the covert narcissist rather uses, and the psychopath can use the covert narcissist, of course, because it's a dependent. Um, whoever can make you angry controls you because they control your emotional well-being, so to speak. And there is a lot of internal work that we have to do to become invulnerable, or less vulnerable to this form of manipulation, while I think part of this is also healthy and necessary and can be externalized. So if a psychopath uses a covert narcissist and uses their own children to make you angry and by threatening your children and traumatizing your children, then this is a very good. No, I mean, it's terrible. This is hell, but it's one of the instances where you can externalize aggression. You can call out the people. You can confront them in public and make them accountable for that. Right? Um, yeah, that's possible. Everybody will understand it. Everybody will understand this, okay? Um, and yeah, the psychopaths are also trying to control time by changing the narrative um, constantly, which shows you they have no backbone, no spine, no identity core. But this is a way to control time because you need patience to follow this, to always try to readapt to it. But it's deeply unsettling if a person is so manipulative that they constantly change. Like, psychopaths deflect all responsibility for what they do. Like Jada Pinkett Smith, okay? She's never responsible. If her son don't want to be her son anymore, she's not responsible for that, okay? If Will Smith is not able to get new roles for her, it's all his, if she don't get good new roles to play in the movies. It's all Will Smith is the problem then. It's not her own responsibility and so on. Um, and she also, by the way, actively sabotages then everybody because it's not peace, you know. Peace is when Jada Pinkett Smith is in the glamour and the light and the success and number one. This would be peace. But until there is no peace, there is war, and Jada Pinkett Smith is trying to make peace. You see? That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm projecting here. There's another trick, by the way. When you're in an innocent state of functioning and are a person that is just functioning in society, the scavengers gather around you, the predatory parasites, and start to attack you, and you don't even know it because you have so much energy and you're indifferent to it because you just say, all right, maybe that's just that person. And then at some point, when you finally speak up much too late, you need to speak up immediately. But when you speak up much too late, they say, oh, you project something. So they project on you first to get you out of balance. And then they say, oh, you project. Okay. That's, that's another one. Yeah. And it's not funny at all, right? There's nothing new under the sun. But we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities in high places. Yet we should not get too vengeful in our thoughts. This is mind control. This is why whoever can make you angry controls you, and whoever controls time controls. This is the two key essences that you need to know to understand narcissistic, psychopathic, coercive control via triangulation. That's the whole playbook that I expose on my channel, that I expose in public. That's what I do because I do the inner work. I see the mistakes that I have made. I admit them. I repent. If I have hurt someone that was in an innocent state and I crossed his path and I infiltrated his family and I used his children to make him angry, then I would apologize, but I would not do it in the first place because I'm a sane person and I'm not a sick person. You need to understand there is people out there who are emotionally crippled, and this is both the covert narcissist and the psychopath. They qualify for this. It means they react differently to emotions, fundamentally different. The psychopath is crippled through multiple trauma if it's not a born psychopath, or while scientists think that there might be a genetic disposition for this as well. And when it gets triggered, it's like these, um, you know, these little frogs in Australia. When the pond where they are in, the water hole dries out, they become carnivorous, and the same is with psychopath. When they get desperate, they show their true face, which is completely detached from all emotional connection to themselves and to others. They have no meaningful connections to people. It's all goal oriented, so you are either an instrument or an obstacle for them, or you don't exist. Yeah, and I told you they have the superficial charm, so a psychopath is not necessarily a tattooed inmate in a jail. They can be very high functioning and they have this superficial charm. When you are trained to see it, you can analyze their body language, the smile, the frequency they tune in, the mimicry of the mimic, and the way they always are first, you know? They are kind of reversed human beings. A normal human being emerges from the inside. There is a source inside you, an emotional place where things happen, and then you transport this effortlessly to the outside. This is how it works. The psychopath is fixated to the outside, scanning, is there first, sees everything first, analyzes it quick, tries to react to it and create a reaction in you, tries to make you trust them, tries to get your attention, tries to get, the psychopath tries to get a goal. And in most cases, it can be just that you trust them and you think they are just a normal human being. That's the first goal. Yeah. And when you say, oh, you're so detached, they adapt. They adapt. So you could test them. You could test them. There's several tests you can run as well. Yeah. But they are in full control and they take the situation and dominate it by being there first. They start the dance. They laugh the loudest if somebody makes a joke, or if somebody else is in the middle of the center of attention, they find a way to sneak in by collaborating or sabotage. Okay? So, yeah, this is the psychopath always following a goal, but they do not reveal their goal. That's a difference to the covert narcissist. The psychopath does not need attention first, they need the goal first. Therefore, they can conceal goals and keep them for themselves forever. Because this makes it more likely they reach it. The covert narcissist can leak goals in, because the covert narcissist is fully immersed in his own fantasy, and in other words, is not as controlled as the psychopath. The psychopath is not detached to the world or the inner world of himself, but a psychopath to can go everywhere and analyze it. It's just that there is no human being with authentic emotions and attachments and investments. But the covert narcissist is completely stuck in the fantasy. Therefore, it's different. It's different. It's more delusional, and you can use your leverage as a person standing outside of that, to see these hidden goals of the covert narcissist. It's easier to see it, all right? The problem is, the mistake we make is we try to see human motivations in these people. We try to explain their behavior using ourselves, the fabric that we are made of. That's not the same fabric. It's simple for them. It's a very simple explanation. The psychopath is goal oriented, okay, and tries to reach a goal. That's it. That's it. There is no empathy, there is no human interest. They are indifferent towards everything except reaching the goal. That's it. That's how you interpret how you can interpret the explain the behavior or the psychopath in itself. But of course, the social status is important. It's important for them to come around like happy and successful peoples at times, sometimes as emotional people. It's all fake. Um, yeah, and the covert narcissist is different. It's an absence. It's oh man, this spirit is so disgusting. It's so disgusting. I don't want to talk about it literally. I don't want to.